Good morning, everyone. You may notice behind me the PHEV is not plugged in. This happens occasionally. It's been about 3 months, but I did forget to plug the car in last night. Came home from the Y with loads of stuff from the kids, gym bags and groceries, and forgot to come back out and plug the car in. So we're looking at probably minus 15 today, degrees Celsius. And I thought, hey, perfect chance to do something we've never done, which is cold weather hybrid test. So we have no electric in the car and reset the eco information screen as well. And we'll go for a 30-kilometer drive along our same normal route that we do, full heat. This is going to be winter driving, cold test, and look at the numbers that we get from the PHEV. So the engine started right away. We don't have any electric in here. Our friendly possible icy roads warning, as always. Driving data has been reset. Minus 15 degrees Celsius, and you can see we've reset the tripometer. So there's our starting information from the dog. 9.7 amp hours, 27.9%. Batteries are 0 and 1 degrees because it was -1 in the garage. So the heat is on 20 degrees auto and my heated seat is on low. So when you reset that data, I'm seeing that the average liters per 100 kilometers is showing 18 when you first push the button, but as soon as you start driving, all of your numbers reset to 0, except the EV drive ratio is still showing 80%. So maybe we have to go so many kilometers down the road before it's going to do an adjustment on that. We're also running the dog, so that will show us exactly how much fuel we use and our percentage of EV driving as well. Just in case there's any confusion about today's test, essentially we're driving the PHEV in hybrid mode because there's no energy in the batteries. So we're just gonna be using the engine, and whenever it has enough energy stored up, it'll kick into hybrid mode. You'll go a kilometer or two, then the engine will start again, and then it goes back into hybrid mode, and it just keeps cycling like that when it's in hybrid mode. So let's just see how it does in this minus 15 degree temperatures. So this is it. This is the test that simulates that my battery has completely died, crapped out 100%, which would never happen. I would assume that most of us would bring our car in, you know, before it reached that mark. But this is worst case. You're still gonna get hybrid running out of the car. We need to compare apples to apples. I get a lot of guys telling me online stories, for example, that I drive the regular Outlander and I'm getting 7 liters per 100 kilometers, and your 5.2 liters over the year is not much better, not worth justifying the purchase of the vehicle. Well, I gotta say, you also live in Arizona. This channel is bringing you the worst conditions that you're gonna get for driving a battery-driven vehicle. Canadian winters are not the best, you know, minus 30 something here for the last month. That's all I can say is, yes, you might be getting close numbers, but if you bring that Outlander up here and put it in the same conditions, you're not going to get those same numbers. So we have to remember there are a lot of factors that go into calculating your liters per 100 kilometers. Mitsubishi to Mitsubishi equivocally. Those of you that watch the videos, keep in mind, I borrowed the wife's Crosstrek last week, and I noticed that her average kilometers in this cold weather we've been getting was over 11 liters per 100 kilometers. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna do much better than that just running in hybrid mode here. And this vehicle is half again the size and a lot heavier than that Crosstrek. I have also started keeping track in my notebook of how many of you contact me and tell me that you have purchased a PHEV, either used or new, thanks to advice and learning you've received from the channel. We are up to 17 nods, guys. That's 17 people that have said I have helped them make that choice. That blows my mind. That is amazing. We are also at over 200,000 views on the 43 videos that we've got on the channel. So combined, amazing response. And I appreciate it. It makes me want to get out here and do more testing. Don't forget that even though you're in hybrid mode or gasoline mode, you can still use B0 and all of the same practices you guys do in electric mode. Coast as much as you can, and you're gonna save money, you're gonna save fuel. So I drive the same way whether the engine is running or whether I'm in electric. If you could stay in the cleared zone, you'll coast further. If you can follow the grader, you'll coast further. 15 kilometers into our trip, and there's the numbers we're getting halfway through this test. And we're doing a little bit of mix. We're not on the actual highway, but we're on a secondary highway, which is 80 kilometers, and we just do, 2 minutes on here, and then the rest is pretty much stop and go in town traffic. So that's the hybrid numbers we're going to be getting from this test. And even when I'm in normal mode or hybrid mode, I don't let people push me. They can get right on my butt. I'm doing the speed limit. That's all I can do. Just to show you guys how much snow we've got, it's been snowing for 3 days, so we've probably got another foot of snow in the last 48 hours. You can see here that the banks are actually halfway up the car windows. They're over the mirror. So I'm gonna pull over here. We are at 30.7 kilometers. I got a guy right behind me, so I'm just gonna pull over. And we'll look at the numbers. And we have 7.5 liters, 22.8 kilowatt hours. This 70% is not correct, guys. I've also been running the dog, so we'll take a look at what the dog says for distance traveled on electric. There it is, today's trip, 48.6% EV. We regenerated 12.1%. We coasted 20.3%, 42 minutes to drive that 30 kilometers. And what were our speeds here? So our maximum speed was 80 kilometers an hour when we were on the secondary highway there, and our average was 43.8 kilometers in the stop and go downtown. That is a fantastic number, guys. That's what you're getting up here at minus 15 degrees Celsius. So remember, if you're in a hot place and you're getting 7 liters in your regular Outlander, I'm doing it up here in minus temperatures in Northern Ontario, Canada. 7.3. I haven't made it back to the house. It's still dropping. So what that shows me right here, guys, that we're still dropping. We're down to 7.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Is that a 30 kilometer test in this cold isn't enough, because your engine probably for half of that trip is not warmed up. So now that the engine is efficiently warmed up and running at its peak efficiency, if we were to continue driving, those numbers might even come down a little bit further. But I'm done the test for today. An hour in the car with you guys was more than enough. Thanks for watching. You guys will see me again in a few days. Maybe we'll even do that eco mode hybrid test. We just actually hit 7.2. I have to keep adjusting these numbers, but this is what we're going to put in the title of this video, 7.2 liters, because that's what we just hit.